now we have more than 600 plus employees worldwide, right? So you can't say it's just a small company or a startup company, right? And as I told, we have shipped more than 25 plus millions of units already. And if you talk about installations, how many system installations have you done? We have done more than 1 million installations. We have just did our 1 million installation like last year, 2019, last quarter, right? And these are the 1 million installations which are done in more than 130 countries. Okay, so it's not only about microinverters and installations, because things goes beyond that, and that is how does we control and monitor our system, right? Does those systems are reliable enough? Does those systems are capable enough to diagnose, monitor in detail, right? So we are the leading monitor, provider of monitoring software for the residential segment. All right. In terms of facility, we have offices in more than about 15 locations. But in talk about R&D facilities, we do have R&D centers in California, US. We have in New Zealand, and we have in India. That is in Bangalore, right? So Bangalore R&D center we came up recently, and you are welcome to visit whenever you want to see the facility. Of course, after the lockdown. All right. Yes, it is not that something is available on the open platform in terms of our solutions. The technology and the components and the solutions or the technology that's being used. We have more than 300 plus issued patents under our name, right? So last year we shipped about 726 megawatt of microinverters. We have the footprints across the globe. So just quick ones here. Now, let's jump into a big picture of how does it look like and what components do we have, and then slowly we talk about these things, right? Again, I'll tell you guys, please keep writing your questions based on the slides or based on the product, whenever you feel, so that you don't forget and you keep it till end. All right? Okay. So what do I see in this here, right? So if you see, this is our this is our microinverter. Okay. All right. So if you can see my red dot here, right? If you can see here, so these are the microinverters. This is how it looked like. Probably when we move further to the slide, you can see the actual picture as well. So these microinverters are there on the rooftop, all right? And these microinverters get connected. So I'm just addressing you with the terminology that when we keep going, you understand what it is. So these microinverters get connected to each other with the help of this ACQ cable. We call it an ACQ cable, right? And they keep connecting from one to another, and then it get terminated at the end, right? And the information from these microinverters with the help of this Q cable comes here. What you see here, again, my red dot is Envoy. We'll talk about in detail with it. So I'm just giving you a big picture, right? So the information from the microinverter comes to the Envoy, and then from Envoy, the information goes to our software or to our cloud. We call it as Enlighten, right? So all the information from microinverter with the help of these Q cables come here, and from here it goes to the cloud, and we can see and monitor every individual installations what we have, right? This small chart here, what we look, this is the installer toolkit, right? So though we tell that it is all our softwares and solutions, but we provide you easy to do things. For example, you don't need to carry any laptop or computer to commission your system. You can do it right there with your mobile. Okay, you can commission the entire system with your mobile system, right? Okay. So let's talk about first what is microinverter, right? So as of now, whatever inverter you have seen, because based on the people I can understand, 77% people have not used microinverters, so they know microinverter, right? So first thing is, when we talk about microinverter, we simply say it's a distributed architecture, right? It's a DC to AC conversion at module level, and we have no single point of failure. So we'll discuss this detail when we go further. Okay, so microinverter is basically, it's a distributed architecture. It is not like your string inverter or centralized inverter where all your PV modules, or in our term, another term we say solar panel, connected in series, and then the end of that comes and get down to your garage or to one of the storeroom or to your wall and then connect to your string inverter, right? So if that string inverter goes, the entire thing goes off. It's a distributed architecture. That means every PV module or every solar panel has one microinverter, right? And then they are connected in parallel, and then that means every module or every solar panel is a system by himself. That is what a distributed architecture is, right? So when we say a centralized architecture, that means it has a dependency on a central thing. But when we say a distributed architecture, that means every individual solar panel is a system by himself. Okay? So a quick about the IQ series microinverters. So we all aware that now we are running up with the IQ series microinverter. So we have passed through IQ6, IQ6 Plus, and now what's running latest is IQ7, 7 Plus, right? Which is available in the market. And believe me, all these are the IQ series microinverter what we have in the market, whether it's 6 or this, they are all compatible. You can have a mix and match together in the system, right? So it doesn't matter that if somebody asks for the extension and they have IQ6 there, you can't give IQ7. You can very well give IQ7 there as well, right? Now the advantage of IQ series in terms of people who know about Enphase or they are used Enphase products past, one is we have increased the efficiency of our microinverters, right? And if we take up the our IQ7 Plus, it can go up to 440 watt peak power of solar panel. It can connect with that, and all our microinverters support based on the model we select, support 60 or 72 cell modules, right? And all these IQ series microinverter, they do support advanced grid function, right? So I don't know how many of you know about Rule 21, right? So all these have listed under UL 1741, right? And on IEEE 1547 for grid connections, right? So they are being certified and they are very much within the standards of IEEE 1547 or UL 1741, right? Then the other thing is they are double insulated or class 2 electrical plants or products that have been designed in a way so as not to require a safety connection to electrical earth. So if any of you have seen the past, the this or the old microinverters, right? You might have to have a earthing wire running from it. But these IQ series microinverter, they are class 2 electrical plants. So when we say class 2 electrical plants, means they are doubly insulated. So this particular thing, what you see here, right? This is a polymer, and this one is the outer surface, and then we have one more layer inside it, and then within that layer we have our components. That means those components do not touch the wall at all, right? So these are class 2 electrical plants, and these do not require any earthing. That means easy to ship, less weight when you procure it, and also less commissioning time, right? Less installation time. You don't have to run earthing from one microinverter to another, right? So these products are required any failure from resulting in dangerous voltage level or become exposed, causing a shock extra, right? Now this must be done without the aid of an earth metal casing. Now ways of achieving this include double layer of insulated material, as I told, or reinforced insulation protecting any light parts of the fitting. So as I told you that this is doubly insulated, right? Any light part is not touching the wall at all, right? And so the insulation resistance and leakage to any functional earth or signal connections of such appliances, right? Product of this type are required to be labeled class 2 double insulated. So if you see this, when you see the data sheets, you can see the level of class 2 doubly insulated, and that's why we say you don't require any earthing of it. Okay? Then plug and play to our Q cable system. So as I told, so you can see these two connectors here. So this is your DC connector. This is your DC MC4, which goes to the solar panel. And here, this side is your AC connector, where our Q cable comes in and connect here, right? And as I told, here it says plug and play. That means you don't have to really need an electrician or a knowledgeable person to do it, because you can't fit it wrong. Yeah, you can't do it wrong. The way it has been designed, the way it has been logged, you can't do it wrong, right? So both the connections, whether it is an NC4 or whether it's the AC one, both are designed in a way that you can't go wrong, right? So you can just plug in the way you do it for video games. You can just plug and your connection is done. All right. Okay. Now, some more features. Lighter. So when we say lighter, that means what is being done is based on our technology and based on our upgradation of ASIC chips, we have reduced the number of, so we tend to reduce the number of components because those smartness or smart things went inside the ASIC chips, right? So when we reduce the number of components, the overall product gets lighter, right? So compared to IQ6, IQ7 is 19% lighter. And if I say IQ7 compared to M250, it's 37% lighter, right? And all of IQ microinverters are smart grid ready, comply with advanced grid support. That means the voltage and frequency right through. So we do have a voltage and frequency right through. They can adjust according to the grid reference coming in, right? So whatever voltage reference coming in, they can adjust according to that, right? And there are a lot of options to configure as per the grid profile. That means you are to a 0 export, or you want to do some percentage of export, right? Or you want to go with a time of use. All those kind of things is possible with the help of our software. Okay. Stronger, both support 60 and 72 cell module. IQ7 delivers 4% more power than IQ6, and IQ7 delivers 28% more power than M series, right? So it's the most efficient microinverter. So even more flexible and faster installation due to Q cable, safe, and this is IP67 enclosure. That means when we say IP67, these are outdoor, and also IP67 also means that they can operate in harsh weather. They can also operate for a certain period of time within the water, right? Within the 1 meter of water on it. Okay. Now, as I told, so plug and play cabling on the roof, easier to build a multi-array system. That means you will not stuck. For example, if a customer says, okay, I need 3 kilowatt of system, and then later he said, okay, I want to expand it another 2 kilowatts. So what do? Either you sell him at the very early stage saying that, okay, you buy 5 kilowatt because you might have a future expansion, which customer may not agree at all because they say, okay, my requirement is just 3 kilowatt. Why should I buy 5 kilowatt, right? But with this microinverter, right, because it is a distributed architecture and every solar panel is a system in itself, that means you can sell a single solar panel with a single microinverter, right? And then keep on increasing. When the customer satisfies, you can keep on increasing the system installation size. All right? Uh, so wide range of modules supported. There's a huge range. We are not fixed. We don't have a fixed AC/DC ratio, right? So we are not relying on AC/DC ratio. We have a huge range of PV modules or solar panels supported, right? So Smart Grid ready. Now let's talk about a quick benefits of it. So as I told on the very first step, that it is a distributed architecture. That means it removes a system inefficiencies equivalent to string inverter systems. What does it mean? Basically, when we have a string inverter or a centralized inverter, we have a single point of failure. That means if the inverter is down, we have a complete shutdown of our solar system. Even if the sun is out, we can't produce because our rain is out, the inverter is out, right? But in this case, the distributed architecture, we do not have a single point of failure. Every solar panel is a system. So if solar one microinverter is down, out of 10, 9 are still working, you are still producing, right? Only one is down. The other one is high voltage DC eliminated on the roof. So imagine a string inverter. So most of the time when you locate your string inverter is you locate either in the garage or the storeroom or somewhere in a house. That means your entire roof is having high voltage DC, which is so dangerous, right? And definitely in times when some incident happens, right? And there's something called rapid shutdown things where these high DC voltage do not fit for it. So in that case, our microinverter is the best fit because our microinverters do not have, that means on the roof, there's no DC at all because these microinverters get exactly behind the solar panel, right? So they are just next to each solar panel. So the DC is just what is coming from the solar panel and just behind where microinverter is fit, right? And the rest of the entire roof is having normal AC wiring, what you have inside your house, right? And voltage, right? Because all our microinverters, they are connected in parallel, and we know when we connect in parallel, our voltage remains same, what is coming from one DC solar panel, which is like close to not more than 50 or 60 volts. Whereas in string, because all your solar panels connected in series and then goes to the string inverter, that means your voltage is adding up. So you can imagine for a smaller system, you might end up like 600 or 1000 volts on your rooftop running as a DC voltage. Okay? Second thing, each module isolate as a system to individual MPPT, right? So I'm sure all of you from the solar background, so I do understand MPPT, right? So maximum power point tracking, that means what exactly it means is that because our microinverters are connected with every solar panel, that means they are pushing each and every solar panel to get maximum power from them. Whereas in a string, because they are connected to series, right? So any one solar panel, if it is producing 60%, that means entire system will come down to 60%, right? So even though if they have NPD and all the technologies, but because we know that all solar panels do not produce same power, right? So definitely it's going to drag down the system. Whereas in our case, each solar panel is a system, so they try to gain maximum from each solar panel. That is what it means here, right? So no weakest link. So all modules perform at their best and no string failures, right? Some more value added, increased generation over string and string systems. There are a lot of discussion happens on it, but there are proof of concept during down the timeline, right, where our microinverters of beating string inverters in terms of production. Okay. Safer solution because no high voltage DC, and then we also show you some example of shading and swelling tolerant. What does it mean? Okay. So let's see this slide, right? From the picture itself, if you try to guess, that means we have these solar panels, the PV modules, right? And we know that module cannot have similar output down the time, even if you buy from the same manufacturer, because of the location where it fits. For example, the solar panel which are at the edges or at the end, they have more tense to, the soil gathering or soil deposition there, right? And rather than some solar panels or solar modules might face some shadow, right? So that means the production of each solar panel would be different, right? So this is a simple example here. So if the similar system I have with a string, right? So because this particular having a lot of aging effect, it came down to 50%. So it's trying to drag down the entire system output to 50%. Whereas if you see this one where they use Enphase microinverters, the solar panel is fitted with one microinverter at the back. So it tries to capture the maximum from each panel. So that means the 50% is only from this panel. Remaining all other panels will give you the maximum output, including this as well, right? So that's how the overall comes, right? More than what the minimum panels gives here, right? So that's how the distributed architecture works, right? Or that's how the Enphase microinverters work, because they try to get maximum from individual solar panels. All right. All right. Then let's talk about the availability of the system, right? So it says that no single point of system failure, but I address it as the availability of the system. So if my string inverter is failed, or something came up and the builder says, okay, I need to do a maintenance for the inverter. There's something wrong, I fix it, right? So the service guy will come and he checks it out. If it can fix it there, he do it. Otherwise, it take back. And you know that nobody brings the replacement of the inverters, right? They take back, do servicing, and come back. Right? Till that time, you have an outage. That means you have invested, right? But still, you can't produce even the sun is out. Your solar panels on the top, but because of your one inverter got faulty and it is out in the service center. Whereas in terms of Enphase microinverters, you do not have serviceable part at all. That's the first thing. That means we don't service at all to our microinverters. If it is faulty, it's a replacement, right? And the replacement can be sent through mobile. You don't need to call someone, right? You just need to send the serial number. The customer support team will test from remotely and checks, okay, that's faulty. You get your RMA, right? You get your replacement. That's one point said. The other point is, if let's say I have 10 microinverters on my roof, that means 10 solar panels, so 10 microinverters, and out of 10, if one goes out, I still have 9 there producing and harvesting and returning on my investment, right? So there's no full outage. There's no emergency in terms of calling the service center. That means I'm losing my money, I'm losing my return on investment. Okay? So that's one thing, the availability of the system. Wow, this is my favorite. So that is something called how you maximize the gain from each and every solar panel, right? So one thing is definitely when the sun is completely out, the string inverter harvest, microinverter harvest, right? But how to harvest maximum? So I'll tell you some example. For example, if you take even a small string inverter, right? The minimum kick-off voltage. So when I say kick-off voltage that means the minimum voltage you require to start the inverter in case of a string inverter is definitely higher than what a one solar panel can produce, right? That means if I take example, it might be 100, 120 volts, or at least 80 to 90 volts to start your string inverter, right? So that means a system with string inverter, we need to wait until we have a proper sunrise and solar panels start producing, and then they reach to a voltage level where a string inverter can really start producing, right? Whereas in our microinverter, because they operate on a very small voltage. Alright, so they are connected to individual solar panel and they start in a very low voltage. That means they can start early in the morning, right? And there's something called where we have our patent, we call it as a burst mode. If you see here, we call it as a burst mode, right? And there's our patent technology, which is inbuilt in our microinverter. What it does, when we have an initial rays coming in and we get some heat generated there or some sun rays or falling on these solar panels, it starts storing the energy, right? Start storing it, and the moment it reaches to kick-off voltage, that means it starts at 22 volts. The moment it reaches there, it starts producing, right? And then it has a range of operating below 22 also. That means it can operate until late in the evening. So if you see the orange color here, that means, and these are the actual figures, now these are not just simple graphs, these are the actual figures taken from our Enlighten, right? So it starts early in the morning. These are from Australia, and we do have much better sunlight in most of our region in India, right, compared to Australia. So it starts at 5:45 here, and it keeps producing until 8:15 or 8:20 here, right? So you can see it can start early production and it keeps producing till late. That is also, harvest or increase your gain in terms of total gain from individual system. Okay. Now, so the first benefit that you're talking about is distributed architecture. That means maximum performance, maximum power gain from the system, right? So the next one is basically the safety part, right? Very important. As I told, we are number one in residential segment. We did do commercial segments as well, but as we always tell that we are number one in residential and the second residential market. So it's also a best solution in terms of single point failure and maximum harvesting in industrial commercial segment as well. And definitely nowadays in current scenarios, safety is important for everyone. Home, definitely yes, because you have your family members, persons are living there, so definitely safety factors are a major part there. But of course, the commercial also, right? A lot of investments come there. You can't play with the safety commercial segment, right? So the safety is the major factor here, and it is a very key USP in our microinverter in terms of how safe they are, how safe the installation is. That means no high voltage DC in the system and peace of mind and cost reductions. So when we